If when you bring out the treats, your horse starts showing you all of their tricks or offering a bunch of behaviors that you didn't ask for, this can seem like a really good idea and a good thing. It can seem fun and cute, but it's actually a sign that your horse is frustrated and or confused. Instead, what we want is for horses to feel very comfortable and confident waiting for us to cue them to do certain behaviors, and also confident in knowing that they will be reinforced for waiting, meaning that the food is not contingent on them running through their repertoire of behaviors. They're not having to cycle through all of their different behaviors in hopes that one of them will get the click and the food reward, or just the food reward. We want them to have a calm confidence during training sessions that allows them to relax and to be present with us without having to just guess what we're looking for. When they're guessing or showing off all of their tricks, this is a sign that there's not clear communication or clear understanding as to what is expected of them and what will earn the reinforcement. This can not only be confusing and frustrating for everybody, it can also be really dangerous. So instead, what I teach people is how to introduce food rewards to their horse in a way that builds that calm confidence, that builds a peaceful wait for the cue, and builds clarity in the communication. So what we start off with is teaching something that I call a default neutral, which is a behavior that I heavily reinforce, and it's the very first behavior that I teach any horse. It's how to wait with me. It's how to just be present with me and just hang out with me and know that the food rewards aren't contingent on performing these big flashy behaviors, and they don't have to guess what I'm looking for. They will always be reinforced for just hanging out with me, for just being present with me and calmly waiting for the cue that I'm going to give for a different behavior. So they can be reinforced for waiting with me, or if I give a cue for something like a backup or a walk on or lining up at the mounting block or even something fancier like a Spanish walk, when I give a cue for that, that will also get reinforced. So both things will be reinforced, and the one that is most heavily reinforced is waiting with me. So they will always default back to that. They will always say, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm confused right now. I'm just going to do the thing that gets most often reinforced and most heavily reinforced, which is waiting with my human. And this is different than teaching your horse manners or ground tying or how to stay, because this behavior is something that we do every single time between cued behaviors. So what it looks like is that I will ask for a behavior. Let's say it's a backup. And once we've done the backup, I will click and reinforce that. And then the horse will wait there after they've received their reinforcer, the food, in this default neutral behavior for however much time we've worked up towards, that they can comfortably stand and wait for a cue. And then I might cue a walk on or a backup again. They do the backup, they get clicked, they get fed, and then we repeat. So it's a cycle. And because we periodically reinforce waiting in that default neutral and just reinforce it by itself, they are comfortable waiting there and not just rushing into the backup or the walk-on or any of the other behaviors. They know that this also might get reinforced on its own, and because everything that happens within the reinforcement loop gets reinforced, it is still getting reinforced every time. Waiting for that cue gets reinforced. The results of establishing a very strong default neutral are a happier horse and a happier human, a happier trainer, a trainer that knows that their horse is comfortably participating in this training session, that they're not feeling anxious and like they're having to gamble what behaviors are going to be reinforced. The horse is more relaxed, more comfortable, more at peace, and more grounded with the trainer. You guys can be more in sync together and have better communication, better flow together. And that's what I strive for in my training, is not a horse that's just throwing flashy tricks out and looks cool for social media. I want a training session, and I want my relationship with my horse and my dynamic with my horse to be about being in sync, to be about flow, to be about being grounded together, to be about having that solid relationship together where my horse knows that I bring peace, that I bring comfort, and that I help build their confidence, that I'm here to support them and guide them in a way that makes sense to them and is reinforcing to them too. I want to be my horse's peace.